Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today we're talking about how the Houston Astros are shocking the entire MLB right now with what they're doing. The Houston Astros have been absolutely on fire lately. They're 18-7 in the last 25 games, and have been really hot lately. They're 2-0 in the last two games. Now they did lose the opener of their series, but they've bounced back to win the last two games where they've put up 25 runs in the last two games and an amazing 35 hits in those two games. And the Astros might have lost the opener of their series, but there was a 5-game winning streak the Astros had before that opening loss of the series, and then they've won, so 5-game winning streak, then they lost the opener to the A's, then they've absolutely just, beat the crap out of them in the last two games. So the Astros are 7-1 in their last 8 games. And so it's just been pure domination for this Houston Astros team most recently. And it's definitely been great to see. In the month of June, this team has been playing great baseball. They're 12-4 in the month of June. And I think one of the best things about this team in the month of June is there has not been a game, even in their 4 losses and in their 12 wins, there's not been a game where the Houston Astros have given up more than 4 runs. Now, they gave up 4 runs today in their 11-4 win. Sorry, their 11-4 win. They've given up 4 runs 3 times, twice in 2 losses this month, and today's win. But they have not given up more than 4 runs in their 16 games in the month. That's where I meant to say month, in June. So that's how crazy this offense is, this team and this offense have been. It's not just been offense, a lot of these games it's been offense. They've got, the most double-digit, run games they've had in a while. I mean, so they're all the way now at a total of, this year in the season, in 74 games, they've scored double digits 6 times. So it's not crazy good, but it's solid to score double. I know it doesn't sound amazing, but recently, in the last couple games in the month of June, in those 16 games, they've done it. They've done it now 4 times in the month of June. 4 of the 6 times they've done it this year where they've scored double-digit runs are in the month of June. Months March, April, May, only 2. But in the month of June, halfway through, they've scored double digits 4 times. This offense has been the best they've been in the month of June. And then obviously the pitching has always been good. The pitching has been lights out for this Astros team. Like I talked about the 4 runs thing, they've been outstanding. Framber Valdez and Hunter Brown have been amazing for the Astros. Really, Framber Valdez has been on a tear recently, But then, even though the Astros are missing all these guys in their pitching rotation, with Lance now on the injured list and Renal Blanco, Hayden Wesneski out for the season. Spencer Arrieta's been out since his second start. Guys like Colton Gordon and Brandon Walter from AAA and Ryan Gusto have stepped up and pitched pretty solid recently. Jason Alexander just came up, from AAA yesterday and gave the Astros 6 innings, only giving up 2 earned runs with 4 strikeouts. And the bullpen has been fantastic for the Astros. I think it's one of the best in Major League Baseball. So that's been amazing. And this Astros team right now, everything is clicking. At this point, you look exactly almost a month ago at this point, the Astros, things were not going well. They were 3rd place in the division, I believe. It might have been 2nd place in the division, but it might have been 3rd. They were 25-24. They just lost the Tampa Bay Rays in the series finale of the Tampa Bay Rays series. I'm not talking about the series where the Astros lost, where they lost really badly at home. I'm talking about the series in Tampa. And the Astros lost really badly, and they were 25-24 at this point. And they've been 18-7 since then. So they were only 49 games into the year. They're only 1 game over 500. But now at this point, 74 games in, 25 games later, they are 12 games over. And they weren't even 49 games in when they were 25-24, they were not even close to being the leader in their division. And now they're 5.5 games up in the division in the AL West, and they are now number 2 in the American League. They have the second best record in the American League, only behind the Detroit Tigers. They're 4 games back from the Tigers, and they swept the Tigers, so they hold the tiebreaker with the Tigers. But they've done so well recently to the point where they've just cruised through the division and even past the New York Yankees, who yes are struggling, but still, that's how good this team has played in the last almost month. From a month ago, they were 25-24, and right now, they are 18-7 since then, and 43-31. And let's talk about some of the other guys. I talked about the pitchers that have done so well. And Jeremy Pena has been amazing this season, the entire season. He's had some struggles recently before today's game, but he's been amazing all year. Cam Smith, the last 2 games, has absolutely been insane. 7 hits, the first Astros rookie since 2007 to have 7 hits in 2 games. So he's been outstanding this year. He's batting .276 as a 22-year-old rookie who didn't even go to AAA. And he's been just killing it. Jake Myers has been great all year. He's been a great surprise for the Astros offense. Where you saw last year, Jake Myers had some good play last year. You saw in around the months of April and May, Jake Myers played really good. But when it got to the months of June and July, Jake really started struggling. And I know we're not in July yet, but we are in June, and Jake is still hitting the ball well. And that has been really good for Jake Myers. We're seeing that best year of his career so far. Batting over 300, Jake Myers this year. That has been great to see for the Astros. So Jake Myers, Cam Smith, look at those 2 guys who have been, I think you can say definitely have gone over their expectations. Even though, Jeremy Pena is a guy that won World Series MVP before, but batting .320, a little bit over .320, and the stolen base numbers, and one of the best defensive shortstops in baseball, he has gone over his expectations as well. Jose Altuve has still been the great Jose Altuve we all know and love. Isaac Paredes has been insane this year. This offense has been, at times, it hasn't been great. But most of the time when this offense isn't great, this pitching is good enough to the point where they can still win ball games. But this offense has been so good recently, and it's crazy because arguably it's without the best hitter of this lineup, the best power hitter of this lineup, Yordan Alvarez, who's been out for coming up in a couple weeks. It's going to be 2 months since Yordan Alvarez has been out. The Astros were barely a .500 team when Yordan Alvarez was on this team last, and so it's crazy that this team is playing so well right now without him. You only imagine what could happen when you get him back. You get Spencer Arrighetti back, Lance McCullers back, who I wouldn't be too worried about him not coming back with it only being a foot injury for him. There are positive things going on with this team. And I don't think anyone thought the Astros would suck this year. But there are a lot of people that thought the Astros would not be as good this year. There are a lot of people that thought the Astros would not be a threat to win the division this year or even be a playoff threat this year after losing Kyle Tucker and Alex Bregman. And I don't blame those people for thinking that, but they just didn't know. They just underestimated the team that much. And I think a lot of people who really thought the Astros would be bad this year are just people who are praying that the Astros will finally start to play bad. And it doesn't look like that's happening because 12 games over without 3-4 starters in the rotation, without your best hitter in Yordan Alvarez, it is going to be scary to see what this Astros team can get back, what they can look like once they get around 2-3 starters back. Guarantee Arrighetti's coming back this year. Lance should be back this year. It's only a foot sprain or toe sprain. Lance will be back. Arrighetti will be back. I think, you look at Luis Garcia, Christian Javier, those 2 guys are very big question marks. But even just getting Lance and Spence back, that's Lance, Spence, Fromber, Hunter with, Colton Gordon, Ryan Gusto, Brandon Walter. Then you just add in the possibility of Javi and Luis coming back, which are long shots, but It could still happen. Let me know your thoughts on the Astros, the way the Astros are playing right now, and the way they're shocking the MLB right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out. Go Astros.